I gave her. You see?
Way too. Man, time flies, don't it? Seems like just yesterday we was all getting hyped for Spiderman 2, and it's already been like what, over 2 weeks since the game has dropped. And yeah, brother, I actually finished it a few days ago, actually, but I was trying to, let all the hype die down. let all the hype die down, and get all my thoughts together before I did a review. You guys know this was one of my, not even one of, I mean, with the state of PlayStation this year, I mean, I feel like this was everybody's most anticipated PS5 title this year, since we didn't really, outside of Final Fantasy 16, I think we didn't really get like a lot of PS5 exclusives this year. This was hands down the biggest PS5 exclusive this year, and yeah, a lot of people shockingly, well, honestly, it's not even shocking. Let me take that back. A lot of people have been hating on this game, saying it's trash, it's woke propaganda, like all that different type of stuff. I probably will address a little bit of that, but I'm gonna keep it on just the core game. Was the video game good and fun to play? That's what I'm going to do, because at the end of the day, that's all this junk is about. Is the video game good? Do you feel like you got your money's worth? Okay, so this will be my review of Marvel Spider-Man 2. Is it worth the 70 bones, my brothers and sisters? Well, let's see.
One who could even beat me. Yet all I found is disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire? Yes, we will.
So first off, the story. The story in this game I thought was done really well, man. Now I guess it can be up for a discussion if it's better than the story in Spider-Man 2018. I'm still having difficulty with trying to, because there's aspects of this story that I do feel like was better than Spider-Man 2018, but there's also aspects of Spider-Man 2018 that I felt like the story as a whole just flowed a little bit better. Now, we know in Spider-Man 2018, that was Peter Parker's story. They also made Miles Morales' own game later on, like what, 2 years later for 2020 with the Miles Morales game. This game is Peter and Miles combined, so it's almost telling two different stories. So you're playing with Peter at one point, you're playing with Miles at one point. You're jumping back from playing as Peter to Miles, from Miles to Peter, stuff like that. Playing with MJ. Sometimes she got a little story going on, right? So I'm not saying this for the entirety of when you're playing with Miles, but again, I will ask y'all, was I the only one that felt like at times, like, why is Miles really in this game? Because with the stuff that's going on with Miles and, his girlfriend and his mom and stuff like that, it just seemed like Miles is just like, his story is just like, normal life issues going on. Meanwhile, Peter, he's trying to like, Peter is like going through freaking hell. This man is trying to fight off Kraven, freaking Venom, like all this different type of stuff is going on. And then you switch with Miles, and then you just hear Miles say something like, "All right, Mom, I'm coming home for dinner." Like, it's just like, it just felt like two completely different like stories was going on. And then again, when you're switching from playing with Peter to Miles, it interrupts like the momentum of the story, because it's like one story is freaking fire and going up in flames, and then you switch to another one, and then it's just like, And I'm not saying that was like always happening. There are times where Miles' story as well gets, you know, turned up, and then when it's like Peter and Miles tied into the same mission, yeah, it's good then. But the times where that's not happening, I was questioning at times, did Miles even need to be in this game? I don't know if that was just me. That's just how I felt at times. As far as with Kraven, and here was one of my, what did I tell y'all? Because now I hear people complaining about the same thing that I was saying before this game dropped. I think Kraven was great. This man was an intimidating presence. He definitely was a threat. I pretty much mostly liked what they did with Kraven. However, was it me that felt like, bro, most times, like every time Kraven would show, every time this man Kraven would show up on screen, it's like this sucker's just sitting back, like, go after them. Just like sending this freaking minions of people to do this, do that. They teased so many different times, like, yo, is this gonna be a time to where we finally fight Kraven? Oh no. Okay. He comes back. Oh, yo, we gonna fight Kraven now, right? Fades to black. It's like, all right, you will get to a different point in the game. Stuff is going crazy. Surely I'm about to fight Kraven now, ain't I? Fades to black. And it was just like, I just felt like they were teasing so many different like one-on-one encounters with Peter, you know, with Spider-Man and Kraven, or Miles and or Miles and Kraven, and it never really happened until like towards the end of the game. So though Kraven did feel like a threat, and then on top of that, Kraven was killing villains off screen. You didn't even see the junk going on. Like the whole, like, tell me when I'm telling lies. And again, this has been, I personally feel like, a reoccurring issue when it comes to not just Spider-Man games, but superhero games that have a plethora of different villains in them, especially in modern times. It's tough to, like, how much time are you going to spend with this villain? How much time you going to spend with this villain? How much time you going to spend with this villain? We all know in the very beginning of the game that happens, and you know, how much time are we going to spend with this villain? It's just like, what are you going to do? So I've literally heard the same complaints about, you know, what they did with this villain, or, you know, they felt like this villain should have, you know, been more of a focus. The same complaints that I was saying that happened in Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales, people are saying now about this game. And this is where there's an issue, because, you know, how do you do it perfectly? It's tough. Point blank, period. I don't want to hear nobody try to debate this. This is 100% facts. Gameplay wise, this game is what Arkham Asylum to City did, maybe even more so. I don't know. I ain't trying to make. I'm not trying to make this a comparison. But just like how Arkham Asylum was, and people loved that game, and then City stepped it up even more so with the gameplay and the things that you can do, is that not what they did with this game? And gameplay wise, this game is a step up almost in every way from Spider-Man 2018. And even, I've heard some people say that they enjoyed the gameplay more in Miles. How? When literally they did everything that Miles could do, but even added more, like added more stuff into the game. The combat has been improved. I love what they did with the different abilities that you can put on Miles and Peter, and then, you know, you can use the arms. Of course, you can use the venom moves that Miles has and stuff like that. Like all that stuff, and the way there's no weapon wheel, you know, in this game. So when you're using the gadgets in this game, you don't have to hold L01 and then switch to which gadget you want to use. It's just all like they all have shortcuts of how you can do the moves in this game, and it just feels so much better. The web swinging, holy crap. I thought the swinging, and now people were complaining about the swinging in like 2018 and Miles. I thought the swinging was amazing in those games. This is probably where this game stepped it up the most. The web swinging and just the traversal, the movement of Spider-Man. It really makes you feel like the Spider-Man. Like, this game really makes you feel like Spider-Man. The way you can get momentum with web swinging, the introduction of the web wings, the different moves that you can do, you know, mid-flight, and then you could do de loop, and then boom, go into the air, and then, you know, jump higher, and then web wing into it, and then dive down, and then use another quick web swing to just keep the speed going. You're swinging around the city, having the freaking time of your life, and then you can just press triangle and seamlessly go into using the web wings, and then dive, and then go back into the web swing. The fluidity, the movement, the speed, the way you can get momentum and go faster, the way if you find like you know, I don't know what do you call them, the like you know, the air drafts, you know, throughout the city, and then you literally like use your web wings and like fly around the city, going through the circles like you're freaking Superman. Like, the game makes you feel like you're playing a Superman game at some points. The way you can like use the momentum and, you know, draft current speed of you know, into the air with your web wings. No other game, I feel like, has grasped the way a character moves around more so than what Insomniac did with this game. From that standpoint, you cannot slander or critique this game. Insomniac knocked that junk out of the freaking park. Another complaint that people had in Spider-Man 2018 and Miles was those games felt too easy, and they did. Like, you could play on the hardest difficulty, and it was kind of like, you know, like you wasn't, I mean, you still might die, but you wouldn't have an issue getting past parts. You would never be stuck on a part because of how difficult it was. Despite whatever difficulty you're playing on, I do feel like they made this game more challenging in some aspects, because now you have the stuff with parries in this game. You know, enemies will do certain moves to where you can't really dodge them. You have to time a parry at the right time. They got the whole stuff with crush attacks and stuff like that. Certain bosses will like force your behind the parry more so than you're comfortable with. The suits in this game, I mean, again, over what, like 65 something suits, bro, but you can unlock all these suits just by playing the game. I feel like, and it's sad that I have to give them applause for that, but I mean, bro, because of, you know, the times we're living in, most devs would definitely take advantage of that and have those suits be microtransactions. Be like, yeah, we'll charge them $5 per suit. Like, let's be real. Insomniac could have easily made it to where, like, oh, you want this suit? Yeah, you gonna have to pay up. But you don't have to. You didn't have to pre-order nothing. You could unlock all these suits just by playing the game, completing different missions. And I feel like it's sad, but that deserves a round of applause in itself, because it's so easy to, you know, nickel and dime your consumers by, you know, putting stuff like that into the game. And it's like, if the suit looks good, suckers are gonna buy it, right? But they didn't do that in this game, and the suits are amazing in this game, bro. I honestly feel like I like the suits more so in this game than I did in Spider-Man 2018. I'm not even gonna mention, you know, what happens towards like the end, but if you played the game, you know, I mean, bro, like after that, I'm just like, like, what else am I supposed to say, bro? What else am I supposed to say? Now, again, I want to spend a little bit of time with this, but not too much, because I just feel like it's just like, with the Mary Jane complaints and, you know, the way she looks and the forced MJ sections and the wokeness that's going on in the game, am I gonna sit here and act like, you know, again, whatever people define as woke today, I don't know. I don't freaking know. But on that woke vid that I did for Spider-Man 2, I thought like I was like sane. Like I was the same one when I was like reading some of the comments that people were saying about this game on Reddit and how they were just going so into detail about the dialogue in certain points in this game. But then when I did that video, I seen people like agreeing with the Redditors. And I'm just like, oh, so this is like a thing. So this is like a serious thing that some people cannot like see past in this game. And like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, you know, there isn't no, again, whatever people define as woke today, that there's no woke stuff going on in this game. However, dog, I personally do not feel like it was pushed in my, again, I get what people say about certain stuff. There are times where you're watching a certain show or, you know, you're playing a certain game and you just feel like they're just like, sucker, take it. And they're just shoving it down your throat. And it's like, bro, I get it. But I did not feel like that in this game. I'm playing the game, I'm swinging around the city of Spider-Man doing crazy freaking maneuvers and loop-de-loops, and I'm not focusing on a freaking NPC that's on the sidewalk and what they're wearing or a flag in the background. Sucker, I'm swinging around as Spider-Man. I ain't got time for that. We live in a different time now. Almost any type of entertainment media that we consume, from TV shows to movies, to books, to games, they all have, you know, what people want to call, you know, progressive, you know, agenda, whatever you want to call it. That is just the times we're living in. You cannot avoid it. You can't. We live in different times, so you're going to see stuff in games or TV shows or certain movies that deals with the times that we're in. Hello? Like, it's not like we're freaking still in the freaking 80s or the 70s and you're just gonna see people freaking smoking crack like on every corner. We live in different times. So when people are shocked that they might see a freaking LGBT flag in like the background, or, you know, a gay NPC couple on the side as like they're swinging throughout the city and they hear an NPC say, oh my God, I love my boy. Oh my God, I love my boyfriend. And it just so happens to come from a male NPC. Am I literally gonna drop my controller, stop swinging, and walk over to the NP freaking C and be like, this is so disgusting. And like stop what I'm doing because of a freaking gay NPC, because of a side mission, because of a Mary Jane, because of a certain, you know, line that Peter might say in the game? Am I going to stop what I'm doing, stop having fun with the game, and just like feed into this junk, and just that's the reason why I'm not enjoying this game? That is all I was trying to say in that woke video. I feel like people are focusing, and I'm not saying that it's not in the game, but even if it is, why are you letting that be the sole reason you cannot enjoy a game when the times we're living in, damn near everything has stuff like that? Why? that is all I'm saying at the end of the day. So yes, there might be some woke stuff in this game, but I didn't let it get in the way of me enjoying an incredible Spider-Man sequel game from Insomniac Studios. I am giving this game a 9.5 out of 10. This game was amazing. Tell me, did they not improve on from going from Spider-Man 2018 to this game damn near in every aspect. Tell me that they did not give us almost everything that we wanted in this sequel and then some. Tell me that the side missions, the little that I played, again, I have to play a more, that the side missions were not better in this game. Tell me that this web swinging and the movement was not better in this game. Tell me the combat moves and the challenge was not better in this game. Tell me that they didn't give you certain things you wanted in this game that people were crying for in this game. Tell me! Hey, bro, I'm in my bag right now. I am in my bag, right? Tell me they did not improve on almost. Again, I feel like you can debate which story was better and which story flowed better between, you know, Spider-Man 2018 and this one. But from an overall perspective, tell me that Insomniac did not improve on almost every complaint that we had before this game came out. Tell me. And again, the only reason why I cannot give this game a 10 is because of the critiques that I did have. You know, sometimes the flow of the story would get kind of, you know, a little kind of off at times because you're switching from Miles to Peter. You know, certain things that's going on within the game. You know, Kraven himself, you know, he's supposed to be the main villain, but is he really? And then he's killing villains like off screen that you never see or hear from again. Like, there were certain little issues that I had with this game, but I still enjoyed this game overall. This is hands down, I feel like, the best Spider-Man game that I have played ever. And I've played a lot of Spider-Man. I played a lot of the ones on PS1, the ones on PS2, freaking Web of Shadows, which I freaking loved. I've played a lot of Spider-Man games throughout the years. Most likely we all have. Overall, is this not the best Spider-Man game you've ever played, bro? I'm just talking strictly like what they gave you day one. I have nothing else to say. This game is a 9.5 to me. It's tough because I feel like this year has been really good for games, and that's another thing. Like, people say, yo, people would just be crying about just the moment. But you know, people haven't been saying, bro, we ain't getting no games this year. This year boring. Bro, this year for gaming has been incredible. Again, with Baldur's Gate 3, I'm not really concerned so much as Zelda, because I don't feel like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom had that same impact and like just freaking praise that Breath of the Wild had. I'm not really, I ain't even thinking about Zelda, to be honest. The only way Spider-Man does not win Game of the Year is Baldur's Gate 3. That game has just been getting like love on every stratosphere. Outside of that, bro, this game to me, if we're talking strictly exclusives, bro, this game is the best. is the best, or at least one of the best games that I have played all year long, man. And Insomniac deserves a round of applause for just being able to deliver something to PlayStation owners consistently. We don't have to wait 5, 6, 7 years before we see a game from them. Like, they've been delivering consistent quality games, and they got something coming next year maybe, or the year after, you know, with Wolverine and then the multiplayer IP that they're working on. Do not let the little, you know, issues that you have with this game get in the way of what Insomniac has been providing to PlayStation owners literally probably since 2018, bro. Like, if no one else is going to tell you this, Insomniac, I will. You guys will never be taken for granted for what you guys have done for PlayStation over the past 5 or 6 years. I really do appreciate you guys. So that's my review for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you suckers thought about this game down in the comment section below. And I'll catch y'all in my next video, all right?